Good afternoon, everyone. My name is YN2 Batoon. I'm a recruiter at the United States Coast Guard Recruiting Office over in Durham. And the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is, what is the Coast Guard? When I first came into the Coast Guard, I had no idea what the Coast Guard was. I had no idea what our missions were. So I'm going to tell you guys right off the bat. First mission, search and rescue. What does that mean? Hurricane Katrina. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that hurricane, historical hurricane that hit Louisiana. And a lot of people saw on the news these orange and white helicopters flying around, people in small boats helping and saving people. Those guys and those white helicopters and those small boats are the Coast Guard, So search and rescue, great mission. Second mission I like to talk about is the maritime law enforcement side. What does that mean? It means we have Coast Guardsmen and Sentinels protecting our borders 24/7 at all times, not just in the United States, all across the world. So, since we kind of got the basis of what the Coast Guard does, in a big picture, let's talk about culinary specialists in the Coast Guard. What do they do? Who are they? First thing I want to talk about culinary specialists. This is actually the third year in a row the Coast Guard culinary team has competed in a competition against the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, and they won and beat them all out and was the best team that won in that competition. And it's the third year that the Coast Guard has outcompeted all the other branches and determined that we have the best cooks in all of the military, which is an awesome feat. And actually, in that team that competed for the Coast Guard, two of them competed in the 2024 Culinary Olympics over in Germany and won bronze. So kudos to them, and what a great opportunity for our cooks to show off their skills in a competition. So if you guys decide to join the Coast Guard, that could be you one day. So what else about culinary specialists? It's such a small group of people in the Coast Guard, and there's always opportunity for you to advance because it's a small knit group, and it's always needing personnel within the group. So opportunity to advance is really fast for culinary specialists, and historically, as long as I've been in, there's always seems to be a bonus for people to re-enlist or even initially enlist into that rate. What a rate is our job. So right now, currently, there's a critical rating bonus for $75,000 for culinary specialists. Due to change, there's not always a bonus, but as of right now, looking at our policy, $75,000 to join. So other than a culinary specialist, you're actually a Coast Guardsman first. You're a Sentinel first. And what I want to talk about is actually a search and rescue mission that I did at my first unit when I first came into the Coast Guard. So we just did a 90-day patrol down in the South East Pacific, down in Panama and in Colombia, and we're coming back home to our home port in Astoria, Oregon, the graveyard of the Pacific, foreshadowing. On our way home, we got a distress call from a mariner, a guy in a sailboat out in the ocean, far, far away from any other small boat station or air asset to assist him, was calling for a distress call. On our way home, we wanted to get home, but we know that we are his only hope for survival. So what did we do? We went out to him, dropped our small boat, put a team out there, picked him up and put him onto our boat. And actually, in that time period, there was a storm going on. He was taking on water. He was dead in the water, which means his engines was out. And, we were able to take him off, give him medical treatment. And in that time period, while he was on our boat, his boat actually sank. So if we weren't there to assist him, more than likely he'd be in the water and more than likely would lose his life. But on a more positive note, let's talk about more adventure that you could have within the Coast Guard. On that same boat, my first unit, Coast Guard Cutter Alert, we were able to participate in Fleet Weeks in Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco. What is a Fleet Week? It's pretty much a huge festival that the city and communities pretty much show their appreciation for the Navy, the Coast Guard, firefighters who do their mission on the water, and same with police officers. And during those celebrations, our culinary specialists were able to host banquets and balls for admirals and generals, and show off their cooking skills again, but also for our ship to show what we do and bring people on our boat. So anyways, that's just a few things I like to talk about with you guys. If you have any questions or any comments you guys want to say, I really appreciate it, and thank you for your time.